When I tell people that they should be sharing their vision, I also tell people they should be constantly seeking advice. Because you're always have the opportunity, especially at groups like this, to meet with and connect with so many people. You never know who could be helpful for you, who might be able to help point you in the direction you need or solve a problem. But if you're going to constantly seek advice, you still need to recognize that you are the expert. And that was actually enforced to us really early on. I actually remember it was within the first year of the company. We were going to meet with a venture capital firm to pitch them our idea to maybe raise some money. And they said, we sat down. They said, tell me about your company, Michael. And we sat down and we said, sure, let me fill you in. I come from KPMG Marwick. It's a big services group. We see this opportunity to create software and education. So we're going to create software that we sell as an annual subscription. The schools will pay us $5,000 a year for the software, but it's a 90% margin. We're going to upsell them to enterprise software later on, have them pay us $40,000 or $50,000 a year annual subscription. It doesn't require any services work. Maybe 10% of the job will be services work, but schools will be able to just download it themselves, get up and running. We want to form a product company with high margins and expand around the world. And the venture capitalists across this table said, Mike, that's ridiculous. First of all, you're in Washington, D.C. Everybody here does consulting. You can basically hire people at $100 an hour, bill them out at $200 an hour. You have PeopleSoft and Oracle doing these big multi-million-dollar service implementation jobs at universities. You should give away the software because that's not going to scale, and services has great margins, and you can really expand around the world just by hiring people. You should be a services company. I'm not interested. Literally left that meeting, drove across town to my next meeting. Now, I know a few of you in the audience, but for those of you that don't know me, the one thing that I can tell you is I am a quick learner. Sat down at the new meeting, the gentleman said, so, Michael, tell me about your company. I said, sure, let me explain. I come from KPMG Marwick. It's a services group. We see an opportunity to create new software to help schools put teaching and learning online, and we're going to give it away free, and we're going to, like PeopleSoft and Oracle, do multi-million-dollar software implementation services groups. We're going to hire people at $100 an hour. We're going to bill them out at $200 an hour. That's a 50% markup. That's a 100% margin. And we're going to expand around the world by hiring people, and that's going to be great because the DC area has tons of consultants. We're a services company. The venture capitalist leaned back in his chair and said, Michael, first of all, you're not going to be able to hire anyone in Washington, D.C. Everyone works for the military-industrial complex. You can't hire anyone at $100 an hour here. They're all taken. Second of all, you can't scale a services group internationally, and also the services group margin sucks. You want to be a product company. You have 90% margin. You can just duplicate it around the world. You should actually look at selling your software and almost giving away the services for free. Thank you very much. Keep me in the loop, but I am not interested. Now, I can tell you that today, both of those companies wish that they had invested in Blackboard. But nonetheless, the takeaway there is, and when I tell other people, look, often when you're pitching some new idea, it's something by definition that isn't already being done. So if you really have that deep understanding of the market, which we did, we had spent, many years in education, but when we were at KPMG, we had spent all of our time dealing with higher ed, and we knew that this was a true opportunity, yet other people didn't yet see it. And we were so grateful to so many people here in the Washington, D.C. region because as we would share our story, we got help across the board. When people say, wow, Michael, how did Blackboard really have the opportunity to grow to be such a large company? I say, you know what? Because we had a terrific region and people, whether it was lawyers or accountants or consultants or other business experts or people helping with our business plan or connecting us to financing or even joining the company, people that were passionate about education, we had so much help from so many people. That's what allowed us to really establish Blackboard as a brand and a successful company, and that's what allowed us to grow. But nonetheless, I always like to share this story because, of course, you're going to get pushback on your idea. So you should know that, look, you are the expert and continue to move forward, even if you're taking in all that advice to help you along the way.